The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. When I was looking through reviews, a lot of people were saying that this was their favorite book of the series, and honestly, I get it. It was a great time. The one thing that I really liked about this book, or honestly this whole series, is the author's use of curses. Because I feel like, okay, like, so when you have a book with Fae, they have specific things like, oh, they cannot lie or whatever. Or if you have like vampires, they have the lore of, they can't be out in the sunlight, they have to be invited in, etc., etc. But when she comes up with these curses and this kind of fairy tale land, she's really entitled to just do whatever she wants. Like, she has full autonomy over this world, and literally she can just make a curse or make a story or make a fairy tale for anything. And I think that is so fantastic. And I can say that as an author, that it's so much easier when you can put your own limitations, like if there's not already a set sort of rules. Like if she had to use like fairy tales that we all knew existed, then like stuff like Rumpelstiltskin, you have to guess his name, like you have to function, or if you have to write the story within the confines of that. But she could just make up any curse, any story, anything that she wanted, and it would fit and it would be relevant and it would be fine. Like when the whole point of Evangeline being able to open things is because her blood just magically can open stuff. And I mean, yeah, for sure, there's people out there that probably want a reason why. Like, everything needs to have an explanation. Like, why can her blood? Why is it pink haired girls? Like, why is it, every so often they show up? But I don't necessarily think I'm part of that group. I don't mind if certain things, especially something that obscure, which, like, okay, are you about to give me a biological reason as to why pink haired people, are able to, their blood is able to open things? Like, obviously not. So it's like okay for these certain things to just be accepted for what they are, because then it also makes the story very unpredictable, because I don't think at any point that I could really see exactly where things were going, even though like the whole reveal with Chaos was, it was very like Vampire Diaries, the originals coded, like what his mom did and like Klaus and Elijah's mom did and the originals is very, very like same. So that's an example of like, okay, because vampire lore is like very done, constantly. So all the storylines do kind of overlap. But even then, I didn't quite see it coming because I didn't know how relevant his vampirism was going to be. But it's just the fact that she makes up her own curses, she makes up her own facts. It does make things unpredictable because you just don't quite know what exactly it's, what's going to happen next. One of my few, I guess, kind of complaints about this book, and I actually made a note about this for the first book, is that Evangeline's inner monologue is very, I wouldn't say repetitive, but kind of repetitive. Like, she does, kind of talk over everything constantly. But then I really, even though I was like a little bit, like when I was reading it, it felt like I was not used to hearing so much inner monologue. But then I realized that, actually, no, everything about this storyline is complex and brand new because it's coming straight from Stephanie Garber's mind. It's not based on existing lore. That actually, yes, Evangeline, I need you to recap everything for me because otherwise I will absolutely get lost in the sauce. So it's just funny to me that I noticed that and I was like, oh gosh, Evangeline, please, like so much talking. But now I'm like, no, please. Please tell me more because I've forgotten that part, and thank you for telling me once more why it is relevant. Also, my favorite curse has got to be just the fairy tale, the story, whatever curse where you can't say the ending, like the story, like it, you never can say like the accurate story. I don't know why that just like it messes with my head so much, and I'm like, what do you mean you can't say anything? And so you kind of have to talk around it, and like everything changes and stuff. It's like it's just to me is very unique. Like I've never heard of anything like that where you can't even talk correctly because you can't because of the curse that's set upon the land. I'm like, honestly, kudos. Like this is very interesting. Like there's so much that can be done with that. Now, also, I mentioned in my last video that one of the big things that I really like about this is that Evangeline's character, she is very much like me. Like, I feel like I can relate to her a lot. And one of the big things that I felt was like so on brand was when she wrote that letter to herself, being like, okay, Evangeline, don't just fall for Jax. Don't be tricked by him. You have somebody else. Don't let him trick you. Because, like, for me, I feel like it's the lover girl in me that I'll, like, in my youth, if I was about to start crushing on a guy, I would have to coach myself and be like, no, girl, he is not, that's not what you want. He's not the one. I need you to focus on whatever, like, you can't, that he ain't it. He is not it. And so to me, it's very realistic because it's like all these other sassy FMCs, they're always like, oh my gosh, I hate this guy, I hate this guy, I hate this guy. Oh, I love this guy. Like, it's so abrupt. But for her, it's like she feels herself falling and she's like, no, girl, don't do that. I need you to focus. You cannot trust him. It's like, good for you, girl. You're trying. You're trying. I appreciate that. And I know I already mentioned before that I enjoyed that Jax is a fate, so it gives him an excuse in some ways to be an asshole or a dick because he's not even human. So it was emphasized here a little bit more when, she was, or he was wrapping up her back for her after she got hurt. And she admitted, that she would be jealous of him if he did this for somebody else. And then he admitted also very vehemently that, yes, I'm a very, very jealous creature. Like, I'm not even going to act like I'm not. Like, I function off of jealousy. I function off of emotion. And so it just puts the character in a different light. Because for me, I don't know, like maybe I just haven't read the best morally gray MMC stories ever, because there's like a fine line, because either he's not that gray, like he's not that morally gray, or he's morally black and he actually shouldn't get any redemption. It's a very fine line. Like, you want him to be like the bad boy type, but you don't want him to be like the devil either. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know if that's really my style. I want him to be like shitty, kind of, but then he turns good for the girl, or he's shitty to everybody else except for his girl. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel about him. But for him, like I said, since he's a fate, I can give him the excuse that, okay, he's not a dick because he's a human and he's just being a dick. He's a fate. He can't help it. It's in their blood to be a dick. Anyways, so this book, or this series rather, is definitely one of the ones that makes me want to like read, like go, go, go. I have to read this. I have to keep going as soon as possible. And a lot of books lately have not been giving me that, so it has been great. Also, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like my painting abilities are getting worse slowly over time. Don't know what that's about. Let me tell you another thing. These paintings look so much better from an angle. When I lift this thing up for you, oh my God. What these proportions? Oh my gosh.